We are live with the Four Battle Boys podcast. I am your host, Fabian Vix. Horatio, Tony, and Ryan will be live with us momentarily. But on this episode, we're going to talk about Tennessee losing more than just a game. USC coming back live in LA and battle for LA against UCLA. And we're going to talk about Kevin Durant and recent comments he's made over the last 2 weeks about his team, about some comments that he's made. Of course, this is the part of the show where where we're going to say one thing we're going to say. Let's go. Of course, this is the Four Battle Boys. Once again, I'm Fabian Vix, and this show is brought to you by Just for Men. Ryan put in the color that he uses. By Just for Men. So I will broadcast the color that you use, which should be by 5E8F. If you want to go ahead and get that color for your beard. We also, of course, we're on Wednesdays and Sundays at 9 p.m. Want to make sure that you're live and ready to go and watch us, catch us on the air on our show. Of course, we're brought to you by Sprite as well, the Black Folk soda. It chases anything, dark or light. It could chase any liquor that you wanted to chase. Sprite, the Black People soda. We're also brought to you by BuyANiceShirt.com. Any merch that you need for homecoming, paraphernalia, you need anything you need for going anywhere and repping your Divine Nine or your HBCU, go ahead and get BuyANiceShirt.com. Bernard Ingram is a Fort Valley alum. Great merch. Check it out. BuyANiceShirt.com. Of course, you can follow us on Facebook at Four Battle Boys Podcast. You can follow us on YouTube, Four Battle Boys Podcast. And, of course, Horatio's favorite sponsor, Henny and Coke. The Dark Liquor.
The Dark Liquor.
The Dark Liquor. We got Ryan Big Straw with us tonight. Big Straw, what's the business, yo? What's the business?
Man, same old, brother. What's going on?
Same thing, man. Same thing. How's your week, man?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good. About to get busy. It's holiday time. It reminds me of that old joke that was on Fresh Prince a long time ago when the guy was saying that he grew up Jewish. And he said he grew up half black and half Jewish. And the guy was like, his grandmama told him, so what you, he said, baby can't have no Christmas. What you mean baby can't have no Christmas? It's Christmas time. So, yeah, it's that time of year once again. You start hearing Christmas carols. Let's get past Thanksgiving first, y'all.
Yeah, you gotta make past Thanksgiving first. They always overlook Thanksgiving. They just think about it as the day you eat a lot of food. That's all it is.
Yep.
Thanksgiving's more than that. But we're not gonna get into the politics of it because you know how I feel about a bunch of folks coming over on a Plymouth Rock, or they Plymouth Rock land on us.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave that alone right there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cover that one, Faye. We're gonna have to cover that one. That whole movie.
But yeah, we got usually we don't on weekend shows on Sunday. Since we went to a 2-show format, we don't cover a lot of college. We don't cover the college football till Wednesday, but 2 games we might have to cover before Wednesday when the CFP comes out. We have to cover Tennessee's beaten down from South Carolina. We had a Spencer Rattler sighting. If you remember that name, Spencer Rattler, he was in Oklahoma before he got benched for Caleb Williams, who left to go to USC, who's doing big things. And Spencer Rattler seemed like he's one of those commercials of what if he would have never left Oklahoma and just stayed there. If he would have just waited it out till he saw Lincoln Riley leave and saw Caleb Williams leave, he'd have been a starter at Oklahoma. Oklahoma probably have a better record right now, but Tennessee, we already knew that defense was soft as pie. 63 points.
That's a lot, man. That's That's NCAA 14 numbers, NCAA football 14 on the PlayStation numbers. I'm surprised, but then I'm not. And on the other hand, because it's like we've never talked about how good the Tennessee defense was, but we always talked about that offense. Oh, Jalen Hyatt, they putting up points. We should have saw it coming in the Alabama game because the Alabama game was so close. You know what I mean? It was in the 50s, in the 40s and 50s. So should have saw that one coming.
You got pretty talk about column. Our boy won tonight, Tony.
They cut it off on you, Tony. I'm sorry, they cut it off on you.
Dude, I was pissed, dude. For real. I'm glad I got NFL ticket, man. I'm like, what the hell, bro? Boy, I'm glad I got NFL ticket.
Man, I thought Pittsburgh were gonna try to make a comeback that game, but I like, I forgot. Kenny Pickett, the quarterback, they ain't come back nowhere.
Hey, watch your mouth there.
He looked all right, man.
He did.
Because I've already conceded a lot of this season because we got a rookie starting, and then TJ missed all that time. So, I mean, we're still competitive, and I really think because we still got to play the Falcons and the Carolina Panthers, we got a chance to get a few more wins in this season. So it's not going to be pretty, but we'll be there. We're going to get some wins. It's not going to be pretty. We're not making the playoffs. We're not doing that. But.
No. But well, Tony, what was your takeaway from the South Carolina Tennessee game last night? We're gonna get into Hooker's injury in a second, but go ahead.
I mean, that wasn't why they lost. So
No, why they lost. No.
I definitely feel sorry for Hooker. You know, definitely a bad sight. You know, I don't wish injuries on anybody. But no, that's definitely not why they lost. But I'm not. I know you're not saying that. I'm just wanted to make sure I made that clear and threw that out there. I really wasn't surprised, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know y'all probably won't believe me, but I really wasn't surprised. Like I say, they really didn't look good. Against I think it was Vanderbilt or Missouri the week before. That game was really, really close to the third quarter. And then Tennessee ran away with it late. But that game was close in the third quarter. Tennessee defense is trash, man. And Shane Beamer, has had South Carolina progressively getting better and better throughout the year. They've definitely looked better from week to week. So I wasn't surprised. I wouldn't have called it, but I wasn't surprised.
Yeah, I was just telling Straw before you came on. If Spencer Rattler would have waited a couple weeks to stay in Oklahoma, who knows what Oklahoma's record might be this year? Am I wrong in thinking that?
I think Oklahoma had a lot. You know what? Sometimes you gotta have a foresight to see the writing on the wall, and it just so happened him and Caleb Williams saw the writing on the wall. So I think more than anything, I think they had more problems than just the quarterback, even though they need a leader. But I mean, I think they had more problems at Oklahoma than just the quarterback.
I mean, I don't think Caleb Williams saw the writing on nothing except for wanting to go out there, the USC, with his boy.
Yeah,
that's all that was. That was no writing on the wall. Rattler probably was just, kind of bummed out about the deal he got, last year. So that's pretty much what that was about. I guess to answer your question, I don't really think Oklahoma would. I mean, they wouldn't be in the mix if Spencer Rattler stayed there. I don't think so.
The Brett Venables, he's his first year as a coach. We don't know what he's going to do. He's a defensive-minded coach in the Big 12 where they play no defense and they have all offense. I think it's going to be a learning curve for him. He's going to have to pick his battles.
He's gonna hire good people. He gonna have to do what good head coaches do and hire good people around him. That's what he's gonna have to do.
And shots producer Anatole said Oklahoma will be bad with or without Ratke or Rattler. Coming to the stage right now. We have Horatio Major. Horatio Major coming to the stage. Horatio, what's the business? What's
going on, gentlemen?
What's happening?
We're getting everybody's thoughts on the South Carolina Tennessee game. We're gonna get into Hooker's injury in just a moment. But what's your takeaway from last night's debacle in Columbia?
I mean, whenever you don't prepare for a team or you take them lightly, to me, what happened to them on Saturday was accumulation of bad preparation on Monday through Thursday. That's all.
82 to 16. 88 to 16.
What's that?
His poor preparation.
Prior planning prevents piss poor performance.
Yeah. Yeah, listen. This is no different than any other team. Like when they talk about, like, they're not professionals. So when Georgia go ahead and clean your clock, you kind of got knocked off your rocker. So those kids, they go into skiers, and sometimes the good ones they break out of it, but it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, looking at the game stats now, Hooker didn't play that bad. It just their defense was bad, was worse, more worse. 25 for 42, 247 yards, 3 touchdown passes. He did lose a fumble. Running game was solid, but they're playing from behind pretty much since the first quarter.
Anytime you put the ball on the carpet, bad things happen. But they defense hadn't stopped kids from crossing the street all year. Like, they've been outscoring people. Like, come on now. And we've been giving them credit. Where's Bette Miller? Where's my old roommate? Because I just saw the latest mock draft, and they got Hendon Hooker at like the 4th quarterback taken. And I know he told me he thought he was better than my godson. Shout out to Kelvin Bynum. I see you on here, bro.
But yeah, that man, Spencer Rattler, 30 for 37, 6 touchdown passes, 438 yards. But you're gonna get that against Tennessee. But,
hold on. Say that again, Faye. Say that out loud so the people in the back are here.
30 for 37, 438 yards, 6 touchdown passes, no picks.
Woo! That's big time.
And let me see, no fumbles by South Carolina, no turnovers.
We can talk about how bad Tennessee's defense is, but you got to understand that that's still an SEC defense. That defense is still better than 2/3 of the nation, in my opinion.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
And what nation?
Yeah, I disagree.
What nation under a groove? A nation under a groove?
2/3 of college football.
I don't think so.
I think you can take them and put them in. You can put them against at least 2/3 of NCAA football on Division I level, and it's still gonna be a good game. But I mean it's SEC all day. It's just different. It means more, as they say.
All right, let's get to the crux of this. So what is this? We already know they're not whatever chance that they had going to the Final Four is gone.
Bye.
It's gone. The CFP, they should drop 5 spots. I would think at least 5. I would drop at least 5 spots to 10, maybe a little bit lower. Or the Citrus Bowl sound good for them. Shot Citrus Bowl. Thing froze. All right, Tony. The Citrus Bowl sound good for him.
You kind of caught me off guard with that, and I really didn't do my due diligence as far as the bowl games. Why did you throw the Citrus out there? Like,
2 losses. That's a good New Year's 6 game. There, 2 losses. They want to see who travels. Tennessee fans travel. Citrus Bowl be either Peach Bowl too.
In Peach Bowl part of the.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest
Yeah.
with you. I don't know. I really don't know if they end up in a. I don't really know if they end up in a New Year's Six bowl.
They still got to play Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt got is a hit and miss team. Oh, Peach Bowl is a playoff game this year, so it wouldn't be the Peach Bowl.
Oh, the Peach Bowl playoff game this year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, they did it a couple years ago. I think Alabama played in it a couple years ago, I believe. The year they lost to Tennessee, they lost to Clemson. They rotate them out sometime like that. One might be the Citrus Bowl and the Rose Bowl, or the Fiesta Bowl and the Cotton Bowl. Some games like that. But yeah, if they beat Vanderbilt, I can see Citrus Bowl. Maybe the Cotton Bowl will be an option. I can see maybe the Cotton Bowl taking Notre Dame. Because Notre Dame fans travel, because that's what they really look at. Also, they have a formula for which slotted conference team plays who. But Notre Dame will have to say probably in the Cotton Bowl. They might even the Citrus Bowl will be an option too. If they beat USC, I wouldn't be surprised they try to throw them in the Orange Bowl. I wouldn't be surprised on that. But tennis, any big time game that's done. That's done. But I want to talk about Hooker's injury. He's confirmed he has a torn ACL. He's out for the rest of the year. I don't know if he's gonna go ahead and come out for the draft.
He's a senior, right?
I thought he was a junior. I looked that up, but I could be wrong. I think he transferred from Virginia Tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm pulling them up now. Had a great year. 3,100 yard passing, 27 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Is that
he's a senior.
Enough?
Say it again, Straw.
Is that enough?
For him to come out, he's a senior. He got no choice.
Okay, well, for him to get, I guess, was a shot that said he was listed as the 4th taken, or was that you?
That I was shot to say that was he's listed as the 4th ranked quarterback.
Yeah, he's a senior. He's 24.
Yeah.
24-year-old senior. He's 24.
Yeah, so he got. If I'm him, I'm not worried about nothing else. I'm going to just go ahead and get healed up. If I get picked, I get picked. If I don't, hey, I'm gonna show you what you missed out on because you'll draft me. You'll sign me as an undrafted free agent rookie, and I'm gonna show you. So get healed, young fella. Get healed.
Yeah, 6'4", 218 pounds, 25-year-old senior, a little more maturity, but at the same time, you're 25, and your torn knee injury going into your supposedly prime years. I wouldn't be surprised he would drop down to 6, maybe 6th round, maybe 5th if somebody take a chance on him. But that's, I don't know.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks.
That's bad.
It sucks.
Because
as much as I don't like Tennessee, they've been doing a lot of woofing the past couple of weeks. So much as I don't like them, man, I definitely hate that for that young man. I really do.
Yep.
I don't hate on nobody. I don't wish injuries on anybody, and I definitely don't hate on anybody that got an opportunity to get to the bag and get their money. So, definitely prayers up. For speedy recovery, man. Godspeed.
Yeah, I'm pulling up WalterFootball.com's top-rated quarterbacks for the NFL draft. For the upcoming draft, C.J. Stroud's 1, Bryce Young is 2, Will Levis from Kentucky, they're 3, Tanner McKee from Stanford, 4, Anthony Richardson 5th, Hendon Hooker 6, KJ Jefferson 7, Jaron Hall from BYU 8th, Tyler Van Dyke 9th from Miami, and Jaden Daniels from LSU as 10th.
What you looking at?
Walter.
Where you get that from?
WalterFootball.com.
Is that to date?
That's to. Let me go back to it right quick. Let's see when last time this was updated. Let me go to another site just to make sure. I'll verify through another site. I'll go to Pro Football Focus. That'll be more accurate. It's Bryce Young is 1. Will Levis is 2. C.J. Stroud 3. Tanner McKee 4. Hendon Hooker 5. This was on. This is as recent as the 14th of November.
So
I guess I'm wondering, what it puts him at, saying with the injury, as far as saying what his ranking is. College quarterbacks coming up.
Yeah, I will have to drop him.
It probably take a little while for that to come back out.
Shall we talk about Hendon?
Welcome back.
I'm trying to tell you, that's no difficulty. What the hell, Anatoly at, man? Get me right. He must be straggling in from Orlando, man. Get me right, bro. His thing tripping. About to lose my religion.
Yeah, we were just talking about the Hendon Hooker injury. What's your quick thoughts on that? He's torn ACL out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, once you don't have a chance to win a national title, then you're really just playing for the love of the game and to build up your draft stock. And, so that's tough for him over the last 3 weeks, playing good ball. You got to remember, Hendon Hooker came from Virginia Tech. Nobody even had this dude being drafted, and then there was talk, and I give Vet credit, he talked about how good he was before the Alabama game, and then he showed out in the Alabama game. So he literally made himself into a day 2, possible day 1 player. But him being a day 1 player, is also, I think his biggest attribute is his legs. So him having that torn ACL, man, that's just tough. I don't really see him going in the top 4 rounds now. Whereas before I saw him easily sliding in the end of the first round, maybe even the second round. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out these rankings. Will Levis from Kentucky. I'm like, they got him in the top 5, one of the top 5 quarterbacks that should be drafted this year.
They have it Levis. They heavy on Levis.
He got the big P on his shirt. Potential.
He got a good arm though. He got a nice arm.
Yeah, quick release, legit rushing ability. Is far from being an NFL operating NFL offense because he's been doing the last 2 years on the Liam Cohen and Rich Scangarello, former NFL offensive coordinators. 2 coordinators I never heard of, which is why they're not in the league right now. But that's
they're gonna arrest you for messing up these people's names like that, Fave. Like
Scangarello. Scangarello. I had to look at it, make sure I said it right. It sounded like I said it right. Scangarello. William Cohen.
So y'all remember last year I was talking about the NFL don't care about your college stats. They care about your skill set. And I remember using 2 examples. One example was Devonta Smith, who won the Heisman, had the best season for a wide receiver in college football history. And he still was the 3rd wide receiver taken, behind his own teammate who barely played and another dude who sat out the whole year. And don't get me wrong, not that Devonta Smith is chopped liver, but the 2 dudes that they picked in front of him are the real deal, in Waddle and Jamar Chase. So they don't care nothing about his stats. They care about your skill set. Second example I used was James Cook and Zamir White. Zamir White was the highly rated back, and I said James Cook will go first because of his skill set, the ability to run the football, catch the ball. When he ran that wheel route against Alabama, I said he going early. That one play.
He does more. You got to be a little Swiss Army, Swiss Army-ish. And they like his arm. They've been comparing this man to Josh Allen now, and that's what they like now. Josh Allen is the guy. They like that.
Yeah, Plus, you know, they need one of those. They got to have that in. They got to have that in there. You know, they got to have somebody that's family from the Caucasus Mountains. They got to have one of them in there. You know, CJ Stroud ain't dark enough. I'm sorry, it got to be said. They got to have somebody from the Caucasus Mountains.
The mountains of Caucasus.
Caucasus. Shout out to Cat Williams.
We ain't gonna. I'm gonna let y'all know we ain't getting no viewers from the mountains of Caucasus on this show.
No, I don't think we gotta worry about it. Don't think we gotta worry about those views from the Caucasus Mountains.
Some of their quarterbacks got to have a 750 credit score right now. Right now.
He had it when he was born. He got a credit score when he was born.
Oh.
All right, we got a comment from Corey. We went on and off talking about this person for all year, especially for Heisman's. Tony, we'll go to you on this one. Stetson Bennett, is he NFL potential?
NFL potential?
I do go by what the viewer asked. I just go by what the viewer asked.
No, man. That's my
Corey
quarterback.
put on there, man?
That's my quarterback, but no, man. No.
Whoa, Anatoly says it's a weak quarterback class. Y'all think so?
Better than last year.
Yeah, way better than last year.
Hey, so who finna touch on what Corey said? Shout out to Corey Green. Shout out to my man. He about to stir the pot up in here now.
Man,
he just asking for thoughts on Stetson. I mean, that's a valid question.
Yeah,
Fabian the one he could have been talking about a Heisman. Fabian the one who threw it out there about the NFL. That's Fabian.
No, Corey said, "What's your thoughts on Stetson Bennett?" So we talk about that was in the context of what we were talking about. So that's why I brought up Corey's question.
No, NFL, no, man. I don't think so.
See, that's why I respect Tony.
To be honest with you, Tony, I think he will get a shot, but he won't get drafted. If anything, he'll get drafted as Mr. Irrelevant. But his stature is not tall enough.
Stetson Bennett ain't getting drafted, man. Stop, man.
I'm just saying, it would be the last pick of the last round, that would be. I mean, but look. They brought in what's my guy? Chase Daniels held the clipboard for all them years,
getting them checks.
Chase Daniels is a typical. He looks like a typical NFL quarterback, though.
that's why I say he would get a shot, but he probably won't get drafted. That was my first statement because he's every bit of 6 foot imagining he's 6 foot. He's got a live arm on him, but you got to be able to see over the line. So, he's got some athletic skill, but, we talk about the NFL, everybody's fast. So,
man, Stetson Bennett will be taking over the family business next year, man. And I shout out to Stets. You know what I'm saying? I love you, man. You my boy as far as at UGA. But, hey, man, we keep it real on this show, bro. For real.
He gonna get drafted in the pharmacy draft. He gonna go in the pharmacy draft.
The pharmaceutical
draft. Yeah, he'll be in the top. He'll be a lottery pick in the pharmacy draft. He'll go third at CVS.
He might be a Walgreens number 1 pick though.
Before we go on to Kevin, go ahead. Let somebody jumping in. Okay, might be feedback. But final thoughts. So I guess CJ Stroud still the lot for the Heisman, or is it gonna be the running back from Michigan?
I say Stroud. That Michigan will that running back from Michigan will have to have a monster game against Ohio State, and Ohio State will have to be like, when I say he can't just have a monster game, Ohio State will have to have a dud as well, in order for him to win it. Stroud been doing his thing all year, man.
He was a hands-on favorite to me to win it. The defending champ Bryce Young got 2 X's on his resume now. So yeah, and then as Anatoly has just pointed out,
He got hurt.
He got hurt. He got hurt in the game last week, yesterday. So CJ Stroud.
Well, that boy better be out there next week. For real. Ain't Ohio State Michigan that week?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's CJ Stroud. He would have to go out there and throw 2 pick sixes. Like not even back to back, because you can explain 2 back to backs, even though you really can't. But he would have to go out there and throw 2 pick sixes to lose the Heisman at this point. And now, our producer saying, I'm gonna say that louder because I think some of y'all not understanding the dynamic of this show. My producer put up there that the Michigan running back is hurt. So I think this is gonna be a blowout.
Looking for revenge.
That's gonna be a compelling. That's gonna be a great weekend coming up this weekend for college football. Hopefully, I think TCU plays Baylor this weekend, or they already played them already. I know they played Texas. They're just playing them.
I'm sorry, I got a question. Am I the only one that noticed that straw goatee is like completely straight across the top to bottom? Is it just me? I know I ain't the only one that noticed this, right? I can't be the only one that noticed that is just like symmetrical from the chin. It can't just be me. I can't be the only one noticing this. I know he goes to the barbershop now before he get on the podcast. Like, hey, get me right now. Get me right.
Okay, I'm trying to tell you. Hey, Strong be going to the hair and makeup. What's that for real? You got, I need to step my game up. I'm saying I got to step my game up. Shot got a producer. Strong got hair and makeup. What's that for real? Fade got a producer. Damn, boy. I need to step it up, boy. I need to step it up.
My producer intern, so they work when they can. So,
goodness,
I still do
pull out my chain. Let me pull out my chain. So I gotta try to keep up. All
right, let's transition.
Shout out to my man Straw Makeup team. Shout out to him. Y'all the best in the business. Shout out to you. Yeah, Corey said you wild.
Yeah, wow, man.
Let's go.
All right, let's get to probably should be the best player in NBA, Kevin Durant. Made a couple different comments. I'm gonna read them off to you guys if I can find out where the first one is at. All right, here we go. First one he made on his lineup. Look at our starting lineup. Durant said Edmund Sumner, Royce O'Neal, Joe Harris, Nick Claxton, and me. It's not disrespect. Whenever somebody says no disrespect, I mean he been a disrespect.
I mean you get rid of disrespect.
But what do you expect from that group? You expect us to win because I'm out here? So if you're watching from that lens, you're expecting us to play well because number 7 out there. Well, duh, yeah. Then another set of comments he made. I don't need to talk about how he wants to be coached. I don't need to show or tell everybody what I'm doing with my teammates so y'all can pump me up and say, KD, you're the boss, you're the leader. These are I'm guessing he said MFers. I'm gonna try to keep Sprite this week. Need that. I don't come here and say, hey, write a story about me. He also said, let's scroll back up to it's difficult to request a trade because it's all about ball. Let me pull it up so I can read it a little bit cleaner. Hold on. It's all about ball. Durant told Chris Haynes. I went to them and like, yo, I don't like how we're preparing. I don't like shoot-arounds. I like practices. I need more. I want to work on more shit. Hold me accountable. Get on my ass and film. That's going to help you get on everybody else's head. I want to do more closeouts. I want to work on more shell drills at practice. This was the type of shit I was coming at them with. I wasn't like, yo, y'all need to make sure everybody around me can make my life easier. Hell no, I want to make everybody else's life easier around me. Ask Steve Nash. You go call him right now. I would say, yo, I need more closeout drills. I need to practice more. This is what I was on. So basically, he didn't like the way the coaching was set up with Steve Nash, which brings me to you wanted Steve Nash as your coach because your relationship with him in Golden State. That's what you and Kyrie signed off on. And this is what you got. You got one playoff series win in 3 years. I'm gonna start with Horatio on this one. Great players like to be coached. You said that in our pre-production, right? Great players want to be coached up.
Absolutely.
So why the hell they just go ahead and hire Emmanuel Doku then?
Well, I mean, that's a two-part question. Now, that's like a trick question because you asking me about KD, but now you asking me about what management want to do. You know?
Well, we'll start with the KD part first. Then we'll start with the KD part.
What the KD part is easy. The KD part is easy. He said it. Like, I wanted to be coached. Like, you know, we got to remember, man, when these people make hires, you know, we don't really believe that they tell us, you know, oh, I wanted this guy. You know, when the hire happens, he's following along. Like, hey, you know, I publicly endorse him, but that don't mean, you know, I really want him. And even if he did want him at the time, he was the assistant coach in Golden State. So now you running the show. He basically saying like, hey, when we gonna get down to the nitty gritty? And anybody that follow basketball and follow Kevin Durant know that Kevin Durant is a true gym rat. Like Draymond even said that. He said Kevin Durant will stop and watch 10-year-olds playing basketball if he happened to ride by and see it. So he's no different than Tim Duncan, Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. You know, players that want to be pushed. He said, I don't want no shoot around. Let's work to the nitty gritty. And honestly, when you think about it, can't you kind of tell that's why they was dysfunctional on the court? Like Steve Nash was over his head. You know, you got to be prepared if you're gonna have a great guy like Kyrie, and then another, aloof person like Kyrie. And I don't think Steve Nash was. But the right person got the job right now. Jacque Vaughn. Jacque Vaughn been a player's coach since he was at Kansas. You know, he's the right guy for the job right now.
All right, Big Straw, what's your thoughts on Kevin Durant?
Man, this is still one of the greatest players of all time, in my opinion. When it's all said and done, I think he's going to be he's going to be up there with points scored, up there near Kareem. LeBron's chasing Kareem up there near, you know, in that top five or so. You know, this is a different side because, you know, at one time we was kind of contempt. You know, we was kind of upset with KD because it seemed like he was part of the problem and not part of the solution, at least in my opinion. But to hear this is really refreshing, and I'm glad it sounds competitive. Like he's not that guy that just in there for the money. He's that guy. I want to compete. I want some people around me that's gonna push me, and we gonna do what we need to do. We gonna compete for championships, and we gonna compete to win every game that we can play. You know, it's real refreshing. I will say that. I really appreciate him coming clean, and showing pulling the curtain a little bit, and showing me, you know, well, this is our lineup, and you know, you rolling off the lineup, Fave. I'm like, really? Okay, I get you. So yeah, it's refreshing. I like that. I like that. I want him to do better.
You said the same thing I said, Straw. Who? I was waiting on Anatoly to send me the little blast in my ear. Who the hell them people was?
What about you, PT?
I mean, as usual, I guess I'm against the grain on this one. I mean, I think it was a lame ass move for him to come out and say what he said, especially about his teammates. You know, as you pointed out, Fade, they've won one playoff series in the past 3 seasons, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, and your team was loaded. You didn't have Harden, you didn't have Kyrie. You know, you didn't have stars. You didn't have 3 stars on your team, you know, in the top 10 in the NBA, and you only won one playoff series, bro. You know what I'm saying? So stop throwing shades at your teammates. The whole coach situation, you know, he signed off on that. Him and Kyrie signed off on that. You know, that's why, like, that man didn't have no NBA coaching experience whatsoever, other than being an assistant on Golden State. There was no way
he was a consultant.
Exactly. There's no way they plucked him out of the damn thin air to be the head coach of Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? That was something that Kyrie and something that KD wanted. So I mean, that's what you wanted. It didn't work out. You moved on. You got your wish on that, and you moved on. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But to come out and publicly, he's gone. Steve Nash is gone. So you can say what you want about Steve Nash, but to bash your teammates and talking about look at what they got me on the floor with, bro. That's some lame shit, bro. It's lame.
Yeah, that's a management issue because of who was on the floor with you, because you gave everything up for James Harden. And to be honest with you, you didn't have to make the trade for James Harden. You didn't have to.
And in my opinion, he's not really a leader. That's always been my issue with Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? He's not a chief. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem with the man's skill set on the basketball court. That's undebatable. You know what I'm saying? But he's not a chief. You know what I'm saying? That's his problem. He's not a chief. He's never been a chief. That was his issue with OKC. That's why he fit Golden State. Great. He ain't have to be the chief. All he had to do was go out there and hoop. You know what I'm saying? Now he in Brooklyn and he's expected to be the chief, and he ain't no chief. Kyrie's expected to be the chief. He ain't no chief. They ain't never been chiefs. That's just my 2 cents.
That's real right there, Tony. Now I don't. We're not on the same page as far as the team. I'm not about bashing the teammates, but again, I still don't know who those dudes are. But you hit the nail on the head. He's not a chief, but in his defense, and you know I'm a KD fan. He's never asked to be the chief. The one knock on KD is he's such a gym rat that all he care about is basketball. He don't want to know. He don't want to be. He not the motivator. He not the one that's gonna call a meeting. He just want to know when is practice, when is the game. He, like you said, that's why he fit in with Golden State. That's why he didn't say nothing to Russ, even though Russ, in my opinion, was hogging the damn ball in that series. That's not his thing. He just want to know when is my play being called. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. Which I'm not knocking him. You know, you just would assume that someone of his talent and his magnitude, you know, you would be more of a leader. But he has the ability of a top 10 player to ever play, and he has the mindset or the leadership skills of an AAU on rec ball player.
All right, let me ask you guys this right here. Do you think the Nets should go ahead and trade him now, or KD's going to be stuck in with the Nets, Tony?
I think he's stuck. I mean, I think it depends on what Jacques Vaughn do. No, I'm with Shot on that. No, definitely, I give my kudos to Jacques Vaughn. They definitely look better than what they didn't look, in a while. They won tonight. No, they hovering back around. They didn't crawl back and got close back to around 500. I think the MA thing. I think the reason they couldn't hire him is because of this Kyrie shit, man. It's just been along with the baggage that Ime got and all this fallout from the Kyrie shit. It was just too much, man. They already being looked at like they a circus. You know what I'm saying? It just would have been too much. So that's why they ain't go with Ime. So I mean, it just depends on what Jacques Vaughn do and what they can, what they could piece together, man. But no, I think he's stuck, man. I think he's stuck. He got way too much time left on that contract. Don't he got like another 3 years left?
After this one, we got 3 years.
Yeah. So I mean, don't get me wrong. I know he's a star, and I know the NBA is different. I know them guys got a little bit more power, but I mean, like, I think he's stuck.
Why don't you be strong?
Man, I don't think you can. I'm like Tony on this one. I think he's stuck unless you find somebody that really wants him and really gets him. I think he's pretty stuck, at least for the next 2 seasons. Teams will probably be willing to take on 2 years of the Kevin Durant contract versus 3. So, man, but yeah, I think management is going to have to bite the bullet on this one. They're going to have to figure out something to get him some people, get them somebody that's going to play well and lead these two, because they're 2 of the greatest basketball players in the world, and you're not getting the results, and now we know why. So let's figure out the next step, the next progression, and next step in the progression of this team. You tried James Harden. James Harden is gone. Who else do you need to put in there that can just direct this team so they can start winning. But I think he kind of stuck for 2 years. And shouts out to Jock Vaughn. I think he should have got the job in the first place to me, but
he's on the staff with Kenny Atkinson was there before they fired him. So
I got one more thing I want to add, man, for y'all move on the shot and Faye, give your thoughts. I think the only team that can really make that happen in all actuality and would be Golden State.
Yeah.
No, Golden State got the capital. No, they got the picks. No. I mean, if Brooklyn get to the point where they fed up and they didn't have enough, I think the key to that happening would be whether they can get Wiseman on track and Wiseman can show some kind of potential, because I think he would have to be part of any kind of deal or any kind of move that was made.
Yep.
With some draft picks.
It would probably I mean, at this point, I think you would probably give up Wiseman, and since Draymond too. Draymond at the end of his deal, so I think you give up both of them for one KD, and you're getting rid of a problem and a potential problem, because him and KD, you know, they had a little bit of a beef when he was there the first time. So I mean, you're getting rid of a little bit of problem, and you're getting a lot in return. And once again, to your point, Tony, he's not asked to be the chief.
Shot on here before I get my thoughts. Go ahead, Shot.
Oh man, I lost track. We talking about KD, right?
Yeah.
Where he gonna go? Man, look at him. Brooklyn dumb, but this is not a KD issue. This is, like y'all said, this is a management issue. Again, Tony, I understand what you're saying about not calling them out. I don't agree with that either. But we don't know those guys. Like, those guys can walk up to me right now, and I would say, I'm assuming you play in the NBA because you tall. I've never heard of any of them people, and I play fantasy basketball. None of them names pop out to me.
You already Royce O'Neal, but I get what you're saying, and I agree. But you still don't do that.
It shouldn't be said. But we know it. It shouldn't be said, right? But you know, it's two ways you could take that. You could say, you could say, where's the lie? And then, like you said, you could also say, yo, bro, you don't throw your teammates under the bus. So I get that, but this is clearly a management issue. You already knew KD was not a chief. Remember, he went to Brooklyn following Kyrie. He didn't go to Brooklyn on his own. So he's never said he was a chief. Then you choose to sign a guy that told you 3-4 years ago the earth was flat. Ding, ding, ding. I don't know how many red flags do you need. The man said the earth was flat. The hell was what Ferdinand Magellan was talking about. The earth is flat. What else you need?
Really, so
he say, Claxton. Like, you talking about Claxton chicken over there in Georgia? That's the only Claxton I know. You talking about the chicken farm? Anyway, like this, come on, man. It's Brooklyn. Like, they gonna have to either deal with him and sell tickets, or go ahead and let him go for pennies on the dollar. And if you want, the only place, in my opinion, I think will be great for him, and I know I'm a little biased, is the Miami Heat. One, because we need him, and two, because KD want to go with their structure. And no other team, no other organization right now have more structure than the Miami Heat. Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra all the way down. He would thrive in that situation.
Yeah, that makes sense. They probably want to get off Kyle Lowry's contract. That'll be who I would put in that trade. Maybe Max Strus or possibly Duncan Robinson.
And Bam can go too. Y'all know how I feel about that. And Bam.
So those three probably have to go to make it equitable. Maybe a first round pick, 26 or 27. It's a management. Yeah. It's as they say, it's layers to this. There's levels to this, and to tie into what y'all said about following Kyrie, they were actually supposed to go to New York to the Knicks, the original. That's the team they really was supposed to go to. And Kyrie said, "Let's do our own thing in Brooklyn." And KD said, "Okay, bet." This is keep my KD
said okay. Whatever the hell Kyrie said, KD said okay.
Said okay, which was their first mistake right there, because KD KD he had torn his Achilles. He was going to get his money anyway. Any team that signed him knew there was going to be a 365-day waiting period for him. Right, they had to wait for him to come back. But one team, go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say. Here's my question. So like we cool. We thinking about going, the homecoming together. We thinking about playing on the same team, But before we go, I'm gonna go take a trip, around the world, on the other side of the world. And you say, well, nah, man, it won't be on the other side because it's flat. I'm a pause. I'm just saying. I'm a pause. When you give me an indication that we might fall off the earth, I'm gonna say, nah, bro, stop playing. We're in 2019. Nah, man, I'm serious. It's flat. Man, I'm not going nowhere with you.
No.
I'm just saying. Come on, man. We got to be better than that. We got, for real. Like y'all my dudes. If y'all say, hey, man, we're gonna go, but we can't go too far because we might fall off. Nah, I'm good.
Now, the other thing too, I don't know if y'all remember this a couple years ago when all the free agents, a lot of movements happened in 19. KD got a phone call from one Kawhi Leonard to go to the Clippers with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would have probably had to do a sign and trade, which means that Golden State probably would have got Shea Gilgeous, Alexander, about 3 or 4 draft picks. Probably would have got I can't remember who was on their roster then, but they would have got a couple role players. But that was another option too. But it's like, no, I'm gonna go with my man Kyrie, even though the world flat as a disc. But if I'm Brooklyn, I would trade him where I can get the most capital from, which would be Golden State. That's the only one of the few teams that could probably facilitate a trade besides the Jazz. I wouldn't throw them on the Jazz. That's purgatory right there. But it has to be Golden State for Wiseman, Kuminga, Moody, Draymond. All 4 of them have to go to bring them in.
Right.
That's the only fit, and that's going to make him look like he needed, which he did. He needed Golden State to win. He really did.
Hey, Faye, let's go ahead and kill that Golden State talk, man. There's
no I know, we know.
Golden State.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just like, that makes no sense. He's stuck there for the next 3 years because Kyrie's not coming back. They're not going to re-sign him. He's toxic. He's not coming back to Brooklyn. So that's gonna be KD's team. That's gonna be KD's team.
This conversation is about as irrelevant as the Georgia Tech trying to just play football comment we had 2 weeks ago. For real. Them boys engineers, they don't care about no football.
Oh no, they engineers in Magic City. The Lou Williams special.
Love them wings.
Get a 20-piece lemon pepper and spicy. Hey, this show flew by quick, man. Let's get to our part of the shots. Go ahead, Big Straw.
Man, shouts out to to the Georgia Bulldogs. Another undefeated conference season this year. Only the 4th team to ever do back-to-back, along with I want to say Alabama. I know Alabama. LSU, I want to say Tennessee, but I may be wrong. But out of the whole, only 4 teams have done it, and now Georgia's part of that. I got a date with Georgia Tech around Turkey Day weekend, so hopefully we can go on and keep this party rolling and make it on to the Natty again. Otherwise, continue to stay safe, be blessed, be kind, and be good.
What you got, Pretty Tony?
Man, going to quick rant with CBS. I'm chilling third quarter, watching my Cowboys stomp Minnesota, like I told y'all boy they were gonna do last week. I'm not gonna re-say the comment because I'm trying to keep our sponsors. But I definitely told y'all boy what was up. But anyway, man, I'm watching the game, enjoying myself. And next thing I know, I hear James Brown talking about they finna take us to a more competitive game. And they showed me the Pittsburgh, not no shot to you, Straw. But dude, I fuck man, forget that Pittsburgh Steelers game, man. I'm watching my Cowboys stop Minnesota in the ground, dude. No, definitely, man. I'm glad I got the NFL ticket, so I was able to, find the game and still continue to watch it. The beatdown commenced, but I shouldn't have had to do that, man. What if I ain't had an NFL ticket? So that definitely sucked, man. So I made sure I sent the boys at CBS Sports a tweet. I know I'm low man on the totem pole, but I definitely made sure I let them boys know how I feel. The game should have been on Fox anyway. I don't understand why it was on damn CBS in the first place.
It ain't like it used to be, Todd.
Yeah, I know it ain't. I know it ain't like it used to be. I know it ain't like it used to be. But that's all I got, man. How about them Cowboys?
How about them? Our guys won today.
Go ahead, Shot.
Hey, before we get to this Black Thought, man, first of all, y'all boys better get y'all a producer. My man Anatoly fact checking strong. He said it's only Florida and Alabama, so you came with 4-5 people. No, man, you got to check your earpiece Straw, not Straw, but Scrawl before you start just spit. Cause
I knew Alabama. I knew Alabama was it, and I thought it was. I knew Alabama, and I thought LSU was that. But I can be wrong. But I know that Georgia is one of the few teams that has done back to back.
All right. So my Black Thought is this. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. You know how I'm always talking about social injustice and being righteous for our people. But I think this time it went kind of backwards. So let me just spew off some stuff because I haven't been here for a couple of days. Should I talk about Jeff Saturday not ever having head coaching experience? But y'all probably covered that the week before. So I don't want to get into that.
We did.
I'm pissed off on that. Should we talk about the fact that Kyrie posted a picture and then he's supposed to apologize, but the people that posted the picture didn't apologize for making that? No, I ain't gonna even talk about that. I am gonna stick with Kyrie a little bit though, because I feel like as much as I talk about social injustice, we still gotta be equal. What's good for one is good for the other. So the same way, if a white person from the mountains of Caucasus put some type of slave owner tweet out there or a book about owning slaves and they tweeted it out, we would be all up in roar. We would be in the uproar, right or wrong, right? So, and I'm not saying Kyrie is wrong, and I even, did a little bit of reading into the book. All he did was post the book. He didn't put an opinion about it. He didn't put a caption on it or anything like that. But I do feel like, it is his responsibility to be culturally aware, because like I said, if a white person was to post something similar to that, we would be calling for their neck, so I don't think it's no different. On the flip side of that, there's a kid in high school named Marcus Stokes. I don't exactly know where Marcus Stokes is from. Apparently he had his phone out like any kid, and he's spitting rap lyrics, and the N-word that happens to be in the rap lyrics that he's spitting. And Florida conveniently used that to yank his scholarship. Now, at the end of the day, Marcus Stokes is a 4-star quarterback, so he's going to be fine. He's going to go somewhere else. Florida don't already want to seem like the institution that they are. Let us remember Rosewood, and let us remember who Ben Griffin Hill is. A former slave owner in Alachua County. But I ain't gonna touch on that right now. I think that's double standards to have a kid that's spitting rap lyrics. To try to paint that racist brush on him and I didn't even see the video, but if he videoing himself and he's spitting rap lyrics from a black rapper, how is it that we are allowing ourselves to use the word that we deem so derogatory that nobody else could use the word to us? So I'm not, so basically what you're saying is I can mess all over myself, but I'm not going to let you mess over me. Mess is mess.
That's true. You can.
So we got to practice what we preach. I hear too many, black people, using the word cracker or this and this and that. Like, listen, especially the N-word. If it's not good for you, it's not good for me. My sons can't say the N-word to me. Like that's not right. So let's try to level this playing field and have justice for all. That's my black thought.
I agree. I respectfully agree to disagree with you, bro. But I feel where you're coming from. But no, I'm serious. I definitely feel where you're coming from, and that's one of the things that is you're right, but at the same time, like it's different, man. That's just a whole nother conversation. But I totally understand where you're coming from, bro. I really do.
Right, I feel you.
Well, since shot left open Jeff Saturday, and I didn't take the opportunity Wednesday to talk about Jeff Saturday because I used that to talk about the inequity of salaries for African American female leads in movies. This past Wednesday, with Letitia Wright only making $700,000 versus Brie Larson making $5 million on Captain Marvel, and Chris Hemsworth and Scarlett Johansson making a combined $30 million for their roles as Thor and Black Widow in their standalone movies. I don't want to talk about Jeff Saturday. Indianapolis, what the hell y'all thinking? This man ain't coached since high school in 2020. You bypass the Rooney Rule just to get your drinking buddy. So you got your drinking buddy, Jeff Saturday, a coaching job. Your drinking buddy. They're just like if Tony had Tony got to need a manager at a store. Knowing I ain't been not nail manager, no degree, nothing. Hey, Fade, we send drinks in the dark liquor. Hey, I need you to be my manager. All right, bet. Ain't never managed nothing in my life. I'm running his store, running the ground, which is what Jeff Saturday finna do for the next few weeks. Run it to the ground and do that. So we're gonna give former coach players an opportunity. Reggie Wayne's on the staff. Right there. See him right there on the staff. You're gonna give former players a chance. You could have went ahead if you wanted to. You could have picked Eric Bieniemy off the Chiefs. Paid traded a draft pick for him. Could have got anybody with coaching experience. It could have been anybody, but you picked your drinking buddy, dog. You picked your drinking buddy, and you circumvented everything that the NFL's worked hard to fuck up with the Rooney Rule. I'll go ahead and lose Sprite this week. I'll lose it. It just showed this is a good old boys network, which we already knew. And this was the epitome of a good old boy. All I got on that bullshit, though.
I like just said.
Hey, you know what, man? I'm sorry. I was under the impression that y'all covered this the other day. Like,
we didn't. We didn't get you weren't on the show. That's why we didn't cover it.
Man. Yeah, I think I had logged on for a little bit. I can't get like this whole Jeff Saturday thing, man. Like this, I don't know. Maybe if I'm still feeling this way, which I'm sure I will on the next show, I just can't. I can't vent enough of this. Like, babe, I don't feel like you did it justice, bro. Like, we supposed to lose all the sponsors, like all the sponsors this week. They went and grabbed this dude off the couch.
We talking about Herschel Walker. We talking about Herschel Walker. That's why we didn't talk about Jeff Saturday. We talked about their runoff in Georgia. That's why.
Yeah, you're right. I feel you. Like, if that's not a slap in the face, everybody's face. Like again, I'm gonna go back to the conversation that Kyrie and KD had. Yeah, man, we not really winning no games, man. I wish you was coaching, bro. You know, it'd be just like old time. Well, shit, I ain't doing nothing next week. You're not? No, I ain't doing nothing next week. Oh, what's up? You just come on to the training camp. You want to coach? You know what? I'm feeling. I ain't busy for the next 6-7 weeks. Hell yeah, I coach. Done. Damn, an interview that like, come on, man. Are you really just like slapping us in our face now? That's really what this is. Like you said, damn Eric Bieniemy, damn anybody else that's qualified. Excuse me, I can't say what I want to say because it's things I'm trying to do.
I'll say it for you. I'll say it for you. Fuck Eric Bieniemy. Fuck Byron Leftwich. Fuck everybody. I'll say it for you.
It was an interim tag, man. And don't get me wrong, we all know we all know the game that could be being played, you know what I'm saying, with that. But it's an interim coach, man. And most times interim coaches come off the staff, so that's the first time I've heard them know what I'm saying, go outside of the staff and get an interim head coach. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, when that man said Jeff Saturday, everybody said,
I couldn't believe it.
The Jeff Saturday?
I couldn't believe it.
The Jeff Saturday. Like,
but I will honestly say, they look better, bro. I'm saying, Fred, they look better. They look better than they looked all year.
That don't fit the narrative right now, Tony, so just leave that alone.
I get you. I like Jeff Saturday, man. I like Jeff. Shout out to Shamrock High School. You know what I'm saying? I see you, Jeff. I see you doing your thing, boy. Shout out to Shamrock High School.
So to let y'all
me and Tony gonna get a partner interruption show, bro.
So to let y'all know, I'm in line for the first vacancy of the XFL, any XFL coach. Just like y'all know.
Good luck.
You know what? Hey, Straw, you laughing. The next time there's a vacancy for any professional position, all high school coaches need to go down to the office and put in their resume.
Go and apply. Go and apply, shot. Go and apply.
I'm not qualified.
No, yes you are.
You qualified.
Yes you are. Qualified. Yes you are.
Yes you are.
All of us qualified.
For real, like that's crazy, man. But I'm sorry.
When the Hurricane post their next position available, which look like it's gonna be damn soon. Goodness gracious. Hey, I'm just saying, man. Go on and apply. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh boy. That damn Jeff Saturday. All right.
Damn Saturday. Hey, that's our show for this Sunday. We're gonna see you back in next time. Don't forget we can follow us on Facebook at 4x4 Podcast. Follow us on YouTube. We still got Sprite, but we also watch us on Sundays and Wednesdays. Sprite still sponsoring Big Straw's contributions just for me as a sponsor. Thank you.
We toned it down. We toned it down this week. To all the sponsors, we toned it down this week.
We toned it down this week.
Hey, Anatoly, we'll talk about them Rattlers getting snubbed on the next show. I'm gonna bring it up personally, my guy.
Yeah, that was messed up. Yeah, that was messed up.
Hey, y'all boys be good, man.
All right, we out.
Later.